it wasn't the person that had the glow up, okay?
Mhm.
And then he sued me for the dog that he got me for my birthday, and then the cease and desist, the smear campaign, the cyber stalking, and now the defamation case. So I do think that you're right. They want to hurt you. I mean, the first time I ever went to a cop about this cyber stalking, he literally said to me, "It sounds like it's an ex, and he's not happy that you're healing and moving forward and talking about it." And the only reason I've ever talked about it is to help others, because I wanted to pay it forward to all the other people that
Yes.
shared their stories, and community is so important in healing too. So
Hmm. You ever heard the term "hit dogs holler"? You heard that before, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like when you don't even mention somebody's name, but you're telling your story, you're sharing your story. It does hit. It does hit them internally.
Oh
It hits
yeah.
the ego. So I have to lash out again. That wound is pulsating now. You see the movies like it's like a damn
Throbbing.
heartbeat. It's like doom doom doom. Oh,
Yeah.
she talking about me again. Doom doom. You see, that's what ends up happening sometimes. Like you feel it pulsating and whatnot. And I just like I do remember. I think I saw one of your videos and whatnot. I think I might have actually shared it with you. I think you might have had a GoFundMe a long time ago about
I
like
did
the situation
forever
with your
ago,
dog. I think I
actually.
might have shared it or something like that. About the situation with your dog and whatnot. How I think I mean, if you want to talk about it, if you can, but like, I just don't remember the dynamics. I know you end up losing the dog
So
in
yeah,
court.
so we could totally talk about that briefly. That was the first time that the justice system fucked me over, and the justice system does tend to screw victims over and over again. I mean, first of all, I just want to say I'm so lucky I never had kids with this person,
Mm,
but that dog was like my child. He I think he got him for me as kind of like a tool to hold over my head. But I remember I signed the contract in a specific part that she said only one of us could sign, and I was like, "That's my dog." And I think back then that was like my gut protecting me. But once we broke up, I asked him like, "Can we talk about me keeping him for the summer or until we have like a co-parenting plan in place?" Because I was still so delusional that I thought I could co-parent with this person. Like I still didn't know exactly who he is. And so, he got mad, threatened to take the dog forever, and yada yada yada. Showed up at my studio that I never gave him the address to, demanding the dog, all cool and calm. I'm the one that freaked out because I went into fight or flight. I mean, I didn't know any of this at the time. This was like years ago. And yeah, then eventually I got a restraining order, which I really didn't want at the time because, again, like, I thought this was just a one off, weak moment, whatever. I thought he was going to apologize and everything was going to be fine. We could be friends one day. And no, then he sued me in property court. And at first he told me that if I paid him, like, first he like wanted to share him on his terms. I was like, no way, I'm done being controlled. Then he said, okay, fine. Then the other option is $15,000 and I'll give you the dog. Mind you, the dog was my birthday gift, right? So when you buy someone a gift, you pay for it. Like, and he paid 5,500. So we negotiated him. Yeah, we negotiated him down to 7,000. I hired a lawyer, which cost me so much money I don't have. She negotiated him down to 7,000. He said if she talks to me without her lawyer present, I will let you keep him. I spoke with him without my lawyer present. I have that whole video recorded, by the way. So if you're someone who's dealing with an abusive person, document everything, okay? But so then he waited until the night before the hearing to try to add in a clause to the proposal, even though he had said like he was totally fine with her proposal. He said he would sign it. He waited until the night before the hearing to add a clause where she had said, don't that we wouldn't talk about each other on social media, and we wouldn't name names. He added and wanted her to edit and say that I wouldn't say anything at all about the relationship, about the dog, about anything involving him. So he wanted to essentially silence me, in my opinion, which has been the very clear motive for the last few years of my life. So then his mother came under oath, and there was a Facebook comment where she stated clear as day that the dog was my birthday gift, which was what one of the things the judge was deciding on. And she said, no, my son called me right away, corrected me, and said that no, it's a family dog. But then why was that comment still there a year and a half later? Why was it there a month before our hearing? Why was it there after we broke up? And then the judge wouldn't let my lawyer say like she's obviously perjuring herself. The judge didn't even want us to have witnesses in the beginning, so it was just. And then I lost him. So
I hate that. I hate that. That sucks right there, though. Yeah, I really do hate that because like you probably didn't even really want the
Want him.
dog. You know,
Yeah.
it
I'm
was
pretty
just
sure the
like,
dog is with his mother. Like, I
oh
really, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, oh god, but you see that right there. Like sometimes they do things just to
Just
try
to
to
hurt.
hurt you, to
Mm-hmm.
protect their ego. You
Yep.
can't. She needs a social media ban. I don't even want her talking it out. You know, she got to change her name to something else,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
And he
you
knew, like,
know.
I've always loved the idea of content creation and blogging. I was a journalism major, and
Mhm,
he knew that I wanted to, like, one day work for myself and do the content. He knew that was a huge dream of mine.
mhm.
And so I think it makes sense that he would want to silence me and, do everything to crush that dream.
Yeah, which sucks. Which sucks in the long run, but it's good that right now because I feel like one of the main topics you put in your bio, you turn your pain to triumph and things like that. And you
Yes.
do the
Yes.
comedy, you do stand up. I think you do stand up comedy, right?
I do. Yes. I fell in love.
There is so much more to this story that I couldn't fit in this short video, so make sure you tap the link in the bio or the attached video to watch the full interview on YouTube at the Mental Healness Podcast. Peace.